Hello again, namaste, and Lakech Jayom Guru. Loving greetings to all of my dearly beloved brothers and sisters everywhere all around the world. Blessed we are to be able to get together again to have our energy traffic report gathering so that we can, have a smooth and harmonious day by harmonizing with the energies that are actually going on today. So, we always begin by grabbing our galactic calendar. It's a 13-month calendar that isn't about Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or January or February, right? It's about the energy, the changing energy of each day. And we see that we are in this 6th rhythmic moon of equality. And in this 6th moon, we see that we are in the 3rd week, the transforming week. And in this 2nd day in the transforming week, we see that in the corner of the little space indicating for the energies for today, that today is a galactic activation portal day. So, we are going to be feeling the energies a little bit more today. Whatever it is, it's going to be more. So, that's why we like to live our life in balance, so we have more balance. So Galactic Activation Portal Day today is one of the first things we're noticing. And so then we're going to look at the tone and the frequency that make up our galactic signature for today. We see that the tone is the 4th tone, the self-existing tone of form. We call it can, the self-existing tone of form. And the self-existing tone of form today, as we see, is coming together with red moon MULUC. So today we would say red self-existing moon, because the self-existing tone of form is coming together with red moon MULUC. And, next step is to read in the back of our calendar where we have a wonderful description of each of the tones and a description of each of the solar frequencies, right? And by combining them, that's what gives us what we understand is our energy signature for the day. So let's open our calendars to the back of our calendars, where first we start with the tone, and we are looking for the self-existing tone of form, the 4th galactic tone, and we see that it is on page 6. We also see that this self-existing tone of form has 3 key words: define, measure, and form, right? For the self-existing tone of form. We have a quote to help us understand this self-existing tone of form, the 4th galactic tone. It is only through the operation of measure as wholeness and order that any manifestation can occur as a coherent organism. Measure, the form-giving principle of energy, is represented by this 4th tone, can. Four directions, 4 seasons, 4 elements, 4 limbs, 4 chambers of the human heart. 4 sides of the tetrahedron. 4, or the energy can, delivers structure into the 3rd dimension. Can offers double stability. It provides a uniform foundation which nature's order builds upon. Tone can represents the essential role of definition in shaping our lives, right? Definition, the first key word. When supported with accurate information, clarity is formed and direction revealed. Without verified facts, life may be clouded or disordinate. Plans are weakened when based on speculation or heresy, right? Untruth. Therefore, tone can prompts us to ask questions like what, where, when, why, and how. Tone can encourages us to define specifics, to access the solution, to unravel the design, and to determine parameters, measure possible scenarios, to scheme and dream the structures you seek. The wisdom of tone can assist our development by observing that when recipes for creation are recorded, others can then replicate and build upon our evolution, discernment, and formations. Let us remember that our everyday definitions construct our everyday perceptions, which ultimately shapes our world. By functioning as an open system, we are capable of restructuring our perspective in order to reform our reality. Right? That's the self-existing tone of form, right? We have to, when we have everything in this universe was an idea in our head. And for it to manifest as a coherent organism, as it said here, we have to have a very clear picture of that, right? And if our picture of that changes, well, then the form will change in our world. So that's the first part of our galactic signature for today, the tone part. Now let's turn a couple pages here, actually I think 3 pages here, and find MULUC on page 11, Red Moon MULUC. And we see that Red Moon MULUC also has 3 key words: purifies, universal water, and flow. Right? MULUC is about being like water, right? Universal water. And flowing, right? How water kind of takes the shape of whatever you put it in. And purifying it is, isn't it? Right? Good fresh spring, clear, good clean spring water. It's just so purifying. Ah, yes. So MULUC, right? It's about universal water flow, purifying. You can't step twice in the same river where fresh water is ever flowing in. Right? We can make a footprint in the dirt on the earth, but you can't make a footprint in the surface of the river, the flowing water, the living water, yes? The symbol for red moon MULUC appears like a beacon, a portal, inviting us into self-remembrance of who we are in our purity. And I'd like to say what we are in our purity, actually. Red moon MULUC is a messenger of the ever-present opportunity to renew one's being, to rejuvenate, to cleanse ourselves, that we may be free of toxins, falsehoods, distortions, and disserving energies. To refine ourselves as clear vessels, to restore health and well-being. Perhaps the strongest forces of purification are gratitude and forgiveness. Acknowledging the totality of our human experience as a divine gift and remembering we are ever learning innocent students of life. The power of universal water invites us to call upon our fluidity, our adaptability, and our resilience, and our ability to change states, right? Isn't it water can be flowing, right? Or when the conditions change, the water can become solid and rigid and stiff, right? And if the conditions change in the opposite direction, well, the water can literally turn into vapors and mist in the air to where you can't even see it. Changing states. And flow, one of the key words, reminds us of the law of impermanence. Right? Rivers flowing, right? You can't put a footstep there, a footprint there. It reminds us, right? Nothing here is permanent except spirit. Also, asserting that change is the only constant in life. In a continual process of release and renewal, we cycle in phase with nature's rhythms. If we are resistant to the flow of life in its patterns as well as its unpredictability, we may encounter unnecessary stress or struggle, or overlook opportunities presenting themselves, right? All wrapped up in the challenges of the world, struggling, right? You might miss some opportunities. We can't control the river of life. Therefore, it's wise to yield to the momentum of the naturally arising circumstances. Right? Like when it gets too cold, the water gets stiff. It changes. It gets too hot, the water is gone in the mist. Also, water is the largest component of our planet and our human bodies. Red Moon MULUC asserts that we should hydrate ourselves and bathe our bodies, cry our tears, claim our sanity. Go with the flow of your soul. and celebrate all the wonderful and various manifestations of water, moonlight, oceans, clouds, and rainstorms. May we honor this precious resource of water. Quite important, water is. And MULUC is really about water. Lots more, but we're just getting started, and when we get into the Mayan Oracle, we'll talk more deeply about Red Moon MULUC, but right now we're still working with the calendar. So, now that we've looked at the tone and the frequency separately and individually, now we know what we're blending together and mixing, watching for in today's energy. Let's read in our Cosmic Dream Spell Astrology Wisdom workbooks, where we can draw and color and fill in all the information on today's galactic signature. We can read about what it is. First, we're going to read about what it is when we blend this tone and this frequency together. Then we have the opportunity to draw, because as you can see, here's this tomorrow. I haven't done tomorrow's yet. I do it each day. We just do it the day that it is the day that we do in the workbook. And so we're filling in these blanks that tells us all about this information of this tone and this frequency, so that we can get very well acquainted with this tone and this frequency. We also have an affirmation, and we're going to do that all together right now. So what we do is open to page 69 in our workbook, where we see that today's galactic signature is kin 69, or day 69. That means that out of 260 days, which is this energy wave that we're currently going through, we are on day 69. Red self-existing moon, Red Moon MULUC, is coming together with the self-existing tone of form that we call Can on this galactic activation portal day. So we say Can MULUC HUNAB Ku today. After activation of the electric tone of service comes the defining of the self-existing tone of form. Red self-existing moon, Can MULUC HUNAB Ku, guides and teaches us to surf the tides of perpetual change by embodying the transformative powers of water in order to more gracefully bring form into existence. Water has the ability to be solid like ice, then melt into a liquid, and then transform into vapors to merge and become one with the ethers. Through correctly utilizing the powers of definition, discernment, and measure, we can most effectively bring form into existence. All form follows vibration, and all vibration follows form. And since all forms are essentially self-existing, when we allow ourselves to be like water and surrender to the natural intelligence of the forms that we are manifesting without judgment, control, or manipulation, those forms are birthed gracefully, easily, peacefully, harmoniously. Red self-existing moon, Can MULUC HUNAB Ku, encourages us to activate our fluidity in order to become self-sustaining, self-maintaining, and self-existing, whole within oneself. Red self-existing moon. Can MULUC HUNAB Ku also reminds us that how we define things determines exactly how they will form. This includes waveforms, or in other words, thought forms that we perceive as moods. The cauldron of creation is summoning us to focus on the blessings of purification as we give out attention to how our lives are taking shape. We would be wise to ask ourselves some deep and meaningful questions like, are we using our innate ability of discernment and paying attention to details in order to receive the natural wisdom of our own form? Are we claiming our own limitless power of intuition to choreograph our experience of this dream of existence? Are we fearlessly questioning while guided by authenticity, clarity, and wholeness, and acknowledging the naturally occurring abundance that always exists all around us? Some very good questions to sit down and get answers to today. The universe is cooperating with these kinds of answers today. Through this discernment, we can and will strengthen the foundational structure of who and what we really are as we enjoy the sacred mystical joyride of naturally unfolding order. Right? That's Can MULUC HUNAB Ku, red self-existing moon. So, well, next we can do some coloring and drawing and filling in these blanks here. We want to start by drawing this MULUC. It's a pretty basic archetypical glyph. We draw this square, then we put this, well, it looks like a kind of a protective shield going around this circle here in the middle. And we color it red. Pretty easy archetypical glyph, or solar frequency, or solar tribe, whichever you like to call it. We can call it either one of those. Next, right next to it like this, we want to draw the 4 dots. We don't have to color them today because we're in a white wave spell, 13 days of purifying energy. Next, let's fill in our blanks and do our affirmation together, where we're going to utilize those 3 key words that we were talking about earlier. So, our first blank, Kin 69, right? 69 days in on our 260-day Zolkin energy cycle that we're currently going through. Next, we want to fill in, write it in so that we get it into our minds and remember it more readily. How to say this galactic signature in English. We say red, self-existing moon. We just copy it right from the top of the workbook right down here, just getting it into our mind quicker. Next, we want to write out how to say this galactic signature in the Mayan way of speaking. Kalahun. Oh, I'm sorry. Can MULUC HUNAB Ku. And this, remember, this is the C-A-N can, not the K-A-N can. C-A-N can, MULUC HUNAB Ku, copying it right from the top of our workbook page right down here, just getting it into our memory. Next blank that we want to fill in, color and direction. Well, red moon, right, is red, of course. But the direction associated with red that we're probably starting to remember by now, if we're doing this each day, red east is the direction, and red east initiates. So we want to write in the word initiates right underneath where it says color and direction. Next, we see these 3 circles at the bottom of our workbook here. The first one says lunar phase. Well, we're getting in tune with the moon to keep our lives going smoothly, right? The moon has an effect on this planet, right? As we were mentioning, the planet is mostly water, and so are we, mostly water, and the moon is having an effect on that water. So we're staying in tune with the moon. We want to write in over this first circle here that the moon is waning, right? We just had the full moon the other day, and now the moon is, well, it's getting darker and darker each day, so waning it is. And we want to color in just a tiniest bit of darkness on one edge of the moon to indicate that the moon is starting to darken, just the slightest bit. The next circle says Galactic Activation Portal Day. And, well, today is a Galactic Activation Portal Day. So we're going to put some kind of indication in that little circle there, letting us remember and get in our consciousness that today is a Galactic Activation Portal Day. Energies are going to be a little bit more intense today. And next circle says Pocovotan Clear Day, and it is not a Pocovotan Clear Day. So that we're just going to pass on to that and move on to our affirmation for today, where we're going to utilize the 3 key words from today's tone and frequency: define, measure, and form for the self-existing tone of form, can, and purify, flow, and universal water for MULUC, red moon MULUC. They're all in there. Also, today being a Galactic Activation Portal Day, we add this extra sentence in on our affirmation for today, right? Today I am a Galactic Activation Portal, oh my great and wondrous Creator. Source energy, enter me. I'll read through the affirmation one time just to make sure we got it all filled in just right. And then we'll do it together 3 times. Today, I define, in order to purify, measuring flow. I seal the process of universal water with the self-existing tone of form. Today, I am guided by the power of life force, and I am the Galactic Activation Portal. Oh, my great and wondrous Creator, source energy, enter me. So there it is. Let's do it together now 3 times. Today I define, in order to purify, measuring flow. I seal the process of universal water with the self-existing tone of form. Today I am guided by the power of life force. And I am the Galactic Activation Portal. Oh, my great and wondrous Creator, enter me. It looks like we might be running out of time on my recorder here, so perhaps we have time only for one more affirmation before we wrap up. Today I define, in order to purify, measuring flow. I seal the process of universal water with the self-existing tone of form. Today I am guided by the power of life force. And I am the Galactic Activation Portal, oh my great and wondrous Creator, enter me. Well, it looks like we're going to run out of recording time, so I'm going to wrap up for today. Thank you, my dearly beloved brothers and sisters, for joining in with me again on our energy traffic report check. We'll be getting together again soon. I've been kind of taking a break